What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 9, Rockin' the Road. So, pretty good start to the second half of the season. Really enjoyed it. Obviously, I'm a week behind, but I really just, as much as people love to complain about these slower episodes, the one where it's a bit more character development, it's a bit more introducing characters or something along those lines, building story pretty much, I can't help but enjoy it. It's very interesting to see. It's fun to watch. It may not be action packed. It may not be like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next. You may not be concerned about whether or not somebody's going to die because it's not near the end of the season or anything like that. But it's still fun. It's still enjoyable. It still builds a story and gets you interested in the characters, or at least me. A lot of people, for some reason, they just tune into this show and all they want to see is action. They want to see people dying. They want to see walkers and blah 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 blah. You got to have some story. You can't just say, "Oh, here's a walker apocalypse and go and just do stuff and blah." No, one of the things that gets me invested in this show is I'm invested in the characters. That's why certain other shows don't work out as well, because they don't get you invested in the characters. They don't, like, for instance, World War Z. I enjoyed the movie, but as a zombie apocalypse movie goes, I just couldn't find myself really enjoying it because I don't know any of these characters. How long did we know Brad Pitt and his family before they ended up getting separated? Not that long. So at the end of the movie, whenever it's like, oh no, they're taking his family off the ship, I don't care because I don't care about his family. We saw them for like 4 minutes. Well, more than 4 minutes, like 15 minutes out of a 2.5 hour movie. So you really have to get invested in the characters to really enjoy a show like this, I believe. Obviously a lot of people enjoy the action stuff, but I think if you want to enjoy the show as a whole, you really have to really get truly invested in the characters and want to know what's going to happen to them next. So, yeah, we have everybody meets King Ezekiel in this one. It starts off, we have everybody's at Hilltop after what happened at the end of last season. Everybody shows up and there's a reunion, and of course Gregory's still acting like an idiot, so there's that. And so it's kind of funny to see just they're finally getting to just go off on him. Rick is telling him how it is, Daryl's telling him how it is, Sasha's telling him how it is, Jesus is telling him how it is, and he's just sitting there like, oh no, I don't deal with anything out of my purview. Like, dude, you're such an asshole. Like, you need to die already. There needs to be a moment where Negan says, you know what, to hell with this guy, and kills you so Maggie can step in and take over, because guy's so annoying. I understand that's kind of the point of his character, but it's a little too effective at times. But after that happens, Jesus says, I want to introduce you to King Ezekiel. So they go to the kingdom. They meet, I think his name is, I want to say his name is Trevor. Maybe Victor. I think it ends in an er. But the guy that was talking to Morgan about fighting back against the Saviors, they meet him first, and then they go see King Ezekiel. They get to see Morgan there as well, get reunited. They tell him about the deaths, and one of the things I'm really looking forward to is I'm looking forward to seeing what Carol's reaction will be after she hears about this, after she hears about Glenn and Abraham, because I think after she hears that, it may change her mind on not wanting to be involved in that anymore, knowing that she may have been able to help prevent that if possible. But anyway, they tell Morgan about that, they see King Ezekiel, they tell him about their plight, and I love Rick's story, the one that he tells about the rock in the road, the girl breaking her leg and destroying her family's profits, pretty much. And then she's like, why is it still there? And wants to remove it so nobody else gets hurt by it. And after that happens, she finds a thing of gold because the king thought whoever decides to remove this deserves a reward for it. And I really like the analogy because you know where it's going. As soon as he starts telling the story, you know where the analogy's going. And it really works in this situation. However, despite all that, despite one of the young kids who goes into the woods, sees Carol, and says, the reason that I carry provisions on me is the same reason we should help Rick and their group, he makes a very good point, but still King Ezekiel's just like, no, we have a peaceful relationship with him, and I want to keep it that way. So he does decide to house Daryl there, so that way he'll be safe from the Saviors for now. But I feel like there will come a moment where they're gonna ask, "Hey, is Daryl with you? We need to come in and check." And they're gonna say, "No, you're not allowed in." And they're gonna say, "Well, make an exception." So I think that's gonna come at some point, and it's gonna be a little bit nerve-wracking in that episode. But after all of that, we see the group is trying to head back to get back home before Negan and his group come looking for Daryl. Well, as they're going along the road, they encounter a bunch of cars that Negan's group has put up to, I guess, keep people from traveling that way. And on top of that, they see this thing of explosives that was hooked up to stop a herd of walkers from getting in. And so we have the intense section of the episode where they have to take off the explosives, and they're taking them, put them in the car. There's one point where Rosita's like, "Wait, this one doesn't look right," and later on it's going to blow up. Sure enough, it does. All of this, there is one problem I do have, and that is any intense scenes they try to throw in episodes like this, I don't feel the intensity. And that's mainly because why should I? Like, I know none of the main characters are going to die, and all of the characters there, aside from maybe Tara, they're all pretty much main characters, so none of them are going to die. I know none of them are going to die. And so, yeah, I see the point of some people whenever they say that, oh, nobody actually dies unless it's a season finale or mid-season finale. Yeah, I get that. I do feel a bit of the frustration of, you're trying to show me this intense scene, but I'm not actually scared for anybody because I know they're all going to be fine because it's the first episode back. So that scene was a little bit less intense. However, it was made up for in the fact that scene where they're driving the two cars with a wire in between, taken out, that was freaking amazing. That was awesome. As soon as they set it up and as soon as they got in the cars, and Rick's I'm just like, yes, show me the destruction. Yes. It was exciting. That part was really fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. So they take out all the walkers and they get enough of them distracted to where now they can run, get into the van, and like I said, they're surrounded by like probably 50 walkers. And I don't feel a bit of concern for them because like Rick and Michonne are not dying the first episode back for the second half of the season. It doesn't matter what they say, It would have been nice if maybe one of them had gotten bitten on the arm or something like that, and then chop off the arm. That would have been a bit more interesting, but no, they just make it through completely fine. Nothing bad happens somehow. So yeah, I understand that part of it, but that scene with the wire was amazing. So counterpoint. So they get back just in time as the Saviors are pulling in to check on everything. Stephen Ogg's character is there to check everything, make sure Daryl's not there. And that's when they find out about Father Gabriel, who at the beginning of the episode we saw taking a bunch of supplies and leaving. Don't know why, don't know what's going on. At first I was very upset, and I'm still kind of upset because we still don't know what's going on. But I don't know, just the way they set it up made me feel like, is he trying to run away? Is he running away scared because of what happened? Like, I don't know, because they did such a good job with him at the first half of the season, turning him into a really likable character after I hated his guts for so long. It would really disappoint me if he just turned into a scaredy cat and just ran away because of that one last episode. I would hate for all of the progression of his character to be tossed aside for that. So I hope there is a reason why he did this. I hope it's not just because but we'll see. We'll see what's up with this new group that they meet, because he leaves the note in the back of this book saying boat. So they follow him to the boat where they got the supplies, and then they follow a little path that was left, they follow footprints, and then all of a sudden they're surrounded by a bunch of people, which, funny story, if you don't know, I work as an extra in some movies and TV shows every now and then, and I've met some friends, working there, made some good friends as well, and a couple of them I actually saw in this new group. I'm just like, holy crap, it's them, that's cool. But anyway, side note. So this new group comes out, and I'm just like, who are these people? And then it hit me. I remember there was somebody who's watching them, when they were getting on the boat, when they were getting supplies, and then looking at Alexandria. So I wonder if maybe Father Gabriel knows about this group somehow. I don't know how it's possible that he does. I don't know why or anyway. But the best part about that is just they all come out, they surround him, they're all looking angry like they're about to kill him, and Rick's just like, just all of a sudden, just this smile breaks across his face, and he's just like, he knows they just found some more people that might help them. I don't know if they actually are going to. I don't know if this group knows the Saviors or is working against the Saviors, possibly. Maybe it's a section of the Saviors that we don't even know about. But I don't know. This new group excites me. It gets me excited to see what's going to happen next. And obviously, if you know stuff, don't say anything. I haven't seen tonight's episode yet. I was hoping to get through it so I could watch tonight's episode, but I ran out of time. So this episode was good. It was really enjoyable. Good way to start the second half of the season. Introduce some more characters. We see some interesting character interactions. We get some more story building. And that's pretty much what's going to happen for most of the second half of this season. I mean, we're going to get some story building up until probably the final 3 episodes where everything starts rolling. Everything starts going. We start getting more action, more intensity. People probably going to start dying. At that point, that's when the show decides, okay, we're actually going to take the action and use it now. Because before all that, we need to know what's going on. We need to know why the action is happening. It's not just action for action's sake. That's what frustrates me the most about people who complain about, oh, it's so slow, oh, there's no intensity, nobody's dying, If you just have an action movie with no story, that's Fast and Furious. And yeah, those are enjoyable, but could you watch that for 7 seasons? If it was just Fast and Furious for 7 seasons, could you watch it week after week and actually get invested in it? Actually want to watch to see what's going to happen next? No, you're just going to watch it, turn off your brain, and go, woo! Fast cars! Ah! Because that's all it is. It's not something to get emotionally invested in. Fast and Furious is not a movie that you're going to go in and say, oh yeah, I want to know what's going to happen with these characters. Now, some people probably do. I'm not saying that it's impossible. But if you're watching to see character stories, to see character interactions, to see a good, well-told story, Walking Dead is it. They do a very good job of telling the story. Yeah, they make some strange decisions every now and then as far as, how they're telling the story or certain characters, just their decisions, stuff like that. Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit poor. But as far as the story they're telling, I think they're doing a really good job with it. I think this episode is more of an example of how they like to tell the story, how they like to give us what's going on in little sections here and there. We see the story progressing. We see it going and going and going. So, really good episode. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Walking Dead, and I'll see you the next one. Peace out.